Let's go Rams versus the Bears.
Interesting watch. I gotta say, overall, for the Rams itself, it felt really lackluster. Just kind of watching it, waiting for them to take off and really just put a stamp on the game. But the Bears did what the Bears do. They are mediocre for 3 quarters, and then they decide, all right, let's turn it on and try and just win the game in the fourth quarter. Caleb becomes a Superman with a iconic throw, followed by the pick that just lost them the game. I mean, name another player who could just game is on the line, 50% of the time just lose it on a layup, and 100% of the time win it on an amazing throw that you never expect anyone to make. It really is crazy if you think about it.
Yeah, that throw was insane. How many yards was that? I mean, this is
Well, he dropped that
pure.
50 and then he
Yeah.
threw another
You know,
50.
and I feel like he does that a lot. Like I've noticed Caleb Williams, he dropped back. Like he will, and he did. He ran back totally the wrong way. I'm like, oh no, he forgot. He forgot where he's going. But, I mean, I don't know how many yards that was, but that was just pure arm strength in that cold weather. That was impressive.
And he hit the dude like in his breadbasket, right? I mean, it was like perfect.
It's perfect.
With the guy
And
standing.
it was like he was just there. He's like, oh, thanks. Like, no one around. Just yeah.
Literally no one there. They try to say a little bit of a push off, but come on. That was a Hail Mary everyone be guarding. What the heck was the rest of the team doing?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so Roski's under the weather. That's why he's not here today. My bad for not saying that. That it's Roski's flex. He wanted to give a flex to Caleb for that throw. And so it's interesting. That throw is you're either going to get a wedgie or you're going to get a flex. I mean, there's going to be.
Absolutely.
Hindsight
is 2020. Yeah, that game was really really good, man. I really thought the Bears were gonna do it. Like you always think like, they're not really gonna do it, but man, after that throw, like, that's it. This is it. But then when Stafford gets the ball back too, and you know that he's got the game, and I don't know. I think it also was like a culmination of the Bears' defense. They showed up, which was awesome
Finally.
because really their defense as a whole has been okay. They lead the league in turnovers, right? It did kind of feel like towards the end though they were just trying to get those turnovers, and I don't know. It just that was disappointing. I felt for Ben Johnson too because it just reminded me of the Lions barely losing the games under similar conditions.
You can. Yeah,
But
I work with a Bears
good
fan,
football.
and they said this game was typical Bears. They did what the Bears do, but yeah, I mean, really back and forth. Surprising. I know it's in the snow, so I wonder how much was the elements, but these really explosive offenses not doing much of anything at all, and just back and forth. I think one of the big differences for me is so when you look at Matthew Stafford, he had 0 interceptions. Caleb had 3. And Caleb definitely is more explosive, but Stafford, this wily veteran, being smart with the ball. He usually makes good decisions, and that's why he's had these long runs where he didn't throw an interception. And I don't even remember, we talked about it on the podcast, but several games, maybe even 20 games without an interception or something crazy. I might be exaggerating. But we saw a lot of turnovers by quarterbacks this weekend. And so, yeah, it just makes me wonder, is it the youth? Is it the elements? It could definitely play a football, which I love that home field advantage of you're in Chicago, it gets cold, you're going to get snow there. You've this West Coast team coming out who has a, faux stadium. I don't know even, they have a roof on it. So they're not really having to play in the
It's not a
elements.
full.
And yeah,
It's
it's not a
just an
full.
enclosure.
It's like a trick. Yeah, you get some
It
fresh
gets cold
air.
there. We get almost down to 70.
Almost had to wear a long sleeve under my jersey when I went to a game. It was
Almost.
close.
Almost.
Yeah, but Stafford didn't look that great, but I think that was less about him than it was just about the Bears defense showing up. And the elements absolutely matter, I think. I mean, it's that cold is no joke. So, I mean, and it's been a while, right, since he's even played in Detroit. So,
Yeah, but so you arguably have him as the MVP. You have Puka Nacua, Devontae, and then crunch time in the fourth quarter, you run the ball 4 times for absolutely no reason at all, or 3 times and just produce nothing. You got to trust in your quarterback to make a play, who's the MVP and who has one of the best wide receivers in the game.
that's probably why
doing?
he didn't throw any interceptions. I think they were just really trying to play super conservative. And he got sacked a few times too, right?
Yeah, it was sacked 4 times.
And then they had a bunch of penalties. I think for one of the fewest penalized teams in the league, they had a ton of penalties in the first half of that game. So they kind of just gave. So I think they did a lot of it to themselves. Rams
I mean,
again. Here we go.
creative play callers in McVay and Johnson, and so yeah, I mean, the only thing that makes sense to me is, well, McVay's been here before. You know, he's had a lot of success with the Rams. I mean, Ben Johnson's been there with the Lions, and so the only thing trying to think about, well, you weren't as creative with your play calling, weren't as aggressive, and so yeah, is that the elements? Maybe, but I mean, Caleb still threw a ton of balls, and when we look at the other game too, I mean, these quarterbacks are dropping back and throwing a lot. But yeah, the snow was the only thing that I could think of. Ben Johnson gone for 2 or kicked the field goal to tie it because he could have won the game right there. It's a hard call.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that he would do too, right? Doesn't he normally go for
Oh,
the
Detroit would 100%.
2 points?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been pretty ballsy, and they did that did they do that against the Niners, right? Isn't that how they won the game? That would have been really ballsy, but then it's like you said, if you don't do it, everyone's gonna be saying, "Why did you do that? Why didn't you just go for the points? Why didn't you just go for the tie?"
Yeah, I personally would have tied it because it's neck and neck. I mean, I think he made the right call, but you know, it's one of those things. You're either a hero or a goat, and because you
Not
ultimately
everyone has the
lose,
courage.
yeah.
Not everyone has the courage. I mean, an Indiana coach would have done it. All I could say is that. So, maybe you could take a note or two from that guy, and he'll be in the
Well,
Super Bowl
Clearly,
next
he's
year.
not a huger.
coaches are dropping like flies right now. He's just trying to hold on for another day.
A lot of people were killing DJ Moore on the interception that he threw, and so I watched a breakdown of it. Yeah, DJ could have ran more, but Caleb missed 2 guys that were open. So if you look at, there was a guy to the left that was, I think that was Rome. He was open, so if Caleb just would have chucked it, that might have been a touchdown. And then you had the receiver on the right side, which might have been Luther Burden. He was past his defender too, and so Caleb picked DJ to throw it to. DJ looks like he could have been making more of an effort trying to catch that ball. And
Right. It looks like total miscommunication, right? Like
yeah,
he missed it. He didn't even know that it was coming to him. But I was reading though that that's his guy, right? That's when he doesn't know what else to do,
he's
he
got the
goes
most
to
faith
DJ
in.
Moore. So I think that just goes to show some of the growth that he still has to better eyes, but awareness.
I
Personally, if
got
I'm
it.
a Bears fan, I'm excited. I'm pumped for the
Heck
trajectory of this
yeah.
team and the
They were not
turnaround.
supposed
And
to even make it this far.
right.